Well, welcome everybody to our another broadcast of our nutrition education program for seniors. Yeah, it looks like the mic is on. My name is Deborah Cooper. I am here on behalf of the Area Agency on Aging with the County of Alameda. The Area Agency on Aging provides services and supports throughout Alameda County for older adults 60 plus through adult protective services and many other programs that we offer for food support, rental assistance, housing guidance, and things of that nature, medical care, and in-home support services. So let's get started here. I'm working on this by myself today because my assistant got sick at the last minute. So just bear with me while I stumble through this. I'm not used to having to do all this by myself. Okay, I think. Nope. Okay, but I want this bigger, don't I? There we go. The program that we're presenting on today is called Eat Smart, Live Strong. Funding is provided by the SNAP Ed program through the federal government and the state of California Department of Aging. This is how you join the Mentimeter if you want to participate in some of the questions and polls that we'll have coming up shortly. It's called to menti.com and enter the code that you see there. Or if you have your phone handy, you can just scan that QR code and the Mentimeter will pop right up on your phone screen. We have to do this first before we get started. Everyone, please pay attention. This is very important information about the non-discrimination policies of these organizations.
The United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, non-discrimination statement for adult nutrition program participants follows. In accordance with federal civil rights law and U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA civil rights regulations and policies, the USDA, its agencies, offices, employees, and institutions participating in or administering USDA programs are prohibited from discriminating based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex, disability, age, marital status, family parental status, income derived from a public assistance program, political beliefs, or reprisal or retaliation for prior civil rights activity in any program or activity conducted or funded by USDA. Not all bases apply to all programs. Remedies and complaint filing deadlines vary by program or incident. Persons with disabilities who require alternative means of communication for program information, e.g., Braille, large print, audio tape, American Sign Language, etc., should contact the state or local agency that administers the program or contact USDA through the Telecommunications Relay Service at 711 Voice and TTY. Additionally, program information may be made available in languages other than English. To file a program discrimination complaint, complete the USDA Program Discrimination Complaint Form, AD 3027, found online at How to File a Program Discrimination Complaint and at any USDA office, or write a letter addressed to USDA and provide in the letter all of the information requested in the form. To request a copy of the complaint form, call 866 632 9992. Submit your completed form or letter to USDA by mail. U.S. Department of Agriculture, Office of the Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights, 1400 Independence Avenue, SW. Mail Stop 9410, Washington, D.C., 2025-09410, or by fax, 202-690-7442, or by email, program.intake@usda.gov.
So now that we got that hard business out of the way, let's move on with our educational program. There are two primary goals for this program that we're giving today. Is the chief motivation is to get you to eat more fruits and vegetables and to exercise more. That's it. Now, the specifics of that are that you would eat a minimum of 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day and get in at least 30 minutes of movement per day. Now, we want to say movement, exercise, whatever, but it doesn't really have to be, you don't have to sweat. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't need any special equipment for it. We just want you to get up and moving your body for 30 minutes a day. The benefits to your health and longevity are immeasurable. So what was behind that? People say, well, why should I do that? I mean, what's good is it going to do? Well, before we get into that, we'll get into all the benefits of these two additions to your life. First of all, I want you to think about, is this something that you can do? Why or why not? What might be some of the things that would prevent you from eating more vegetables and fruits or getting 30 minutes of exercise per day? What challenges do you face trying to eat more fruits and vegetables? And if you want to, you can write these things down because we'll have an opportunity to, um, well, you'll get an opportunity to see some solutions that we present to these specific issues later in the program. What makes it hard for you to get enough exercise? I mean, it could be, that you had an injury and you're in physical therapy and there's certain movements that you're precluded from doing. Perhaps that you have some mobility problems that would impact what you can and cannot do. There are a lot of reasons why people don't get enough movement in, and we're not here to make you feel bad about that. What we want you to do is do the best that you can do with what you have available, because even small changes can make a big difference. All right. Now it's time for you to vote. Hopefully, you've signed up for the Menti. The code to do it is up there top. How many of you got some exercise in yesterday? And if you did, how many minutes did you get? Be honest. Don't just try to make it look good. I'll give you another few seconds to think about it and cast your vote. I think some people are kind of shy, or maybe people are still coming in and haven't really signed up for it yet. So it looks like we have somebody was honest and said none. And 30 minutes or more. Okay, good. We have some people at both ends of the spectrum. Let's move on. This is going to give you, those of you who got none yesterday, the opportunity to actually get some. This is a very simple exercise routine. So let's do it. Okay. You can either do it sitting if you're having some mobility or balance issues, or you can stand up. Please hold on to the back of your chair or some sturdy surface if you have any thoughts that you might fall, lose your balance. We don't want anyone to be hurt. The idea of this is to make you, to feel pretty good after you do this 10 minutes of movement. All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to session one of Eat Smart, Live Strong. My name is Claire Klingler, and I am a health promotion coordinator for Agency on Aging Area 4. Today, I am here to help walk you through session one's exercises. For every exercise, I will show you a modification to do it seated if you need to do so. If not, feel free to do it standing. It is totally up to you. Our first exercise is called walking in place. To do the exercise seated, you will sit in a chair or wherever you are doing your exercises, and you will lift your legs up as high as you can. This exercise should not be painful, so do it at your own pace. We will do the exercise for a total of 2 minutes. Feel free to do it standing or seated, whichever is more comfortable for you. Let me set my timer here and then we will get going. All right. So if you are doing the exercise standing, make sure that you hold on to something just to keep your balance. Our goal is to lift our legs to a 90-degree angle, but that is pretty high, so feel free to do whatever you're able to do. Walking in place works our lower part of our body, pretty much the whole lower part of our body, actually. But one of the main muscles worked is this front portion of your thigh here. And that muscle group is called your quadriceps. I'm sure you're all feeling exactly what I'm talking about right now. Keep it up, everybody, and make sure that you are breathing. Very good. Got about a minute left. Good job. And remember to go at your own pace. Very good. Lift as high as possible. Back down. Make sure you are alternating your legs. Good work, everyone. Perfect. Sure you're feeling it by now. All right, good job. We completed exercise number 1. Woohoo! Let's move on to exercise 2. This exercise is called leg curls. Now, to do leg curls seated does modify the exercise a little bit, but that's okay. Some movement is better than none, so we'll do what we can. Okay, if you're going to do it seated, then what you will do is you will sit on your chair. Okay, come on, Maddie. Sorry. You will sit on your chair and you will extend your leg out the best that you can and then tuck it down. Out and tuck down. You will do this on each leg and you will switch when we switch. All right. Now, to do the exercise standing, you will want to, again, hold on to the back of some object that you have handy at home, just for stability reasons, okay? We will start holding here, and we will bend at the knee as high as we can and go back down. Leg curls work the back of our leg, known as our hamstrings. Okay, it is important while doing this exercise that you bend the best that you can while keeping your knees as close together as possible. We don't want to extend our hips forward and we don't want them extended too far back. All right, we are going to do 10 on each side. Let's get going. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, got 3 more. Make sure that you are breathing throughout the entire exercise. Very good. I'm going to flip my chair around so that you can see me do the other leg. If you are seated, it's time to switch to the other leg as well, okay? Still follow along with us. All right, let's do 10 on this leg. Remember, bend as far as you can without feeling any sort of pain. You'll probably feel a bit of a stretch, but that's okay. It's 4, good job. We're almost halfway there. Wonderful work, everyone. 7, 3 more, 8, 2 more, guys, 2 more. Wonderful. Last one, big hold up at the top and relax. Very good. We have now worked our front part of our leg, known as our quadriceps, and the back half of our legs, known as our hamstrings. Let's move on to a little bit of core work. Our core is one of the most important muscles in our body. All right, these are called side twists. So to do this exercise seated, it will be much like you were doing it standing. You will put your hands on your hips and you will turn to one side as far as you can, and then back to the other side. We will do 5 times on each side. Let me show you how to do it standing. Hands on our hips, we will turn to one side and to the other. Now, if you are doing this exercise standing, you want to make sure that you are only rotating about the hips, not at your feet. Let's get started. And that's 1. That's 2. Feel those obliques nice and tight. Stretch those out. Very good. Let's do 2 more. Wonderful. Should rotate to where you feel your obliques tight, but not to where there's any pain, okay? We're gonna do 1 more, guys. Last one, big stretch. Rotate to the front and to the other side. Very good. All right, our legs are done. Our obliques have been worked. Let's do some upper body. Bicep curls. Those are the perfect exercise to work your bicep, which is one of the biggest muscles right here in your upper arm. Now, you can do bicep curls seated or you can do them standing. I will first show you how to do them seated. Feel free to pick up a light dumbbell, a can of soup, or anything that you have laying around your house if you would like to add a little bit of weight to your movement. We will hold our hand down by our side and we will curl up. We will then slowly release. Okay? You can do that with an object to add weight or just use your body weight. Either is perfectly fine. Let's get started. We are going to do 10 bicep curls, so do them alongside me. Here we go. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway there, 6, 7, 8. Are you feeling those biceps working? I sure am. Let's do one more big curl and slowly release. All right, we have completed our 4 exercises for session 1, but before we end our exercise session, how about we end with a couple of deep breaths? Let's take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Big breath in and exhale. One more and exhale. Well, that is it for session 1. I can't wait to come back and do session 2 with you all. I hope you enjoyed today's exercises as much as I did and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that and got your few minutes of exercise in. Now, for those of you saying, I just don't have 30 minutes to spend exercising, I just can't do it. There are ways that you can still get the 30 minutes in without having to set aside a huge block of time. Like I said, every little thing counts. So, how can you do that? You can do 3 10-minute sessions. Like if you're at work, you have a 15-minute break, you can spend 10 minutes of that walking. That's 2 breaks plus lunch, 10 minutes at each time. That's your 30 minutes right there. Okay, if you're already retired and you have errands to run or something, just walk 10 or 15 minutes, do that 2 or 3 times a day, and you're done. If you really have of a struggle, or maybe you're just really starting out at exercising and you just don't have the stamina, you can do 6 5-minute blocks of exercise. The total time is what we're looking for, not how fast you do it, how much you sweat doing it, how much weight you lift doing it. None of those things matter. We just want you to move for 30 minutes a day. Okay. Now, this is when you get to use the Menti. I put the link to the Menti for today in the YouTube chat stream. If you're not on YouTube, you just go to menti.com and enter that code that you see at the top of the screen, and it'll take you right to the same presentation. So please type in how you think you could benefit from eating more fruits and vegetables and exercising 30 minutes a day. I know most of you have probably heard your doctors spout out a few things that they want to see you do and that will help you change certain health aspects, certain health outcomes. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. Maybe you're trying to reduce your blood pressure. Maybe your blood sugar is a little bit out of control. Maybe you're stressed out and you just need some exercise. Maybe you don't sleep so well. There are lots of things about exercise, but what about eating more fruits and vegetables? Okay, someone says more energy and helps with your bowel issues. Anyone else? Okay. And more strength as we age is very important because we lose muscle mass. I mean, if you keep doing the same thing that you've been doing, you'll still notice that your muscles they get softer and kind of flabby. So you have to up your exercise. Very good. If you've never done resistance training before Now is the time to start. It doesn't require weights or anything. You can just do push-ups on the wall or on the counter, and you can do squats and you can do, lunges and things like that. But they used to call them calisthenics back in the day. Oh, yeah, there's a good one. Better skin, muscles and hair, and mental growth. Better blood test. Yes. Increase your variety of foods, therefore more nutrients and more fiber. That is very, very true. Okay, you guys, round of applause. This is good. You know what you're doing. Now this is key. We have to talk about the difference between a serving size and a portion size because people don't really seem to understand the difference. Now, say you get a can. I meant to bring one, but I forgot. A can of soup, say, your good old Campbell's or some other brand of soup, and you dump that in the pan and you eat the whole thing. Do you realize in some cases that's 3 servings of soup? Now it's one portion because that's what you ate, right? You had your big bowl and it was one, as far as you're concerned, it was just one. Okay, that's what's called a portion because that's how much you decided to eat. But as far as the manufacturer is concerned, that can that you just scarfed down was actually 3 servings of soup. So if you look on the can, you look on the label, and it'll say per serving, it gives you calories, sodium, cholesterol, sugar, salt, all these kind of things. That's per serving. So if you ate the whole thing and it's 3 servings in that can, you have to multiply that by 3. So some of you say, well, I eat well and I don't eat that much. I don't know why I'm still gaining weight. That might be a contributor. So please, understand this. A portion size and a serving size are not the same thing. A portion is the amount of food that you choose to eat at any one time in one sitting. But a serving is a specific amount of food, and that varies by food group, by packaged and packaged food, manufactured food versus fruits and vegetables, and we'll go into that in a minute. So we're going to clearly define what a serving is, and we're talking about 3.5 servings per day of fruits and vegetables. All right, so let's see, what does that look like?
Are you wondering if you're eating too much or too little of some foods? Are you looking for an easy way to size up your portions and make healthier decisions about how much to eat? Then give yourself a hand. Using your hand as a tool can help you estimate different amounts of food and manage your portions wherever you are. Try these handy tips to estimate your portions. Your fist is about 1 cup of food. Use your fist to estimate all kinds of foods like cereal, salad, and yogurt, and even snack foods like popcorn, chips, and ice cream. You can also estimate 1 cup of milk or soy beverage. Use half your fist to estimate about half a cup of food. Here's how half a cup of rice, pasta, or fruit would look. How much pasta do you estimate is in this restaurant meal? That's about 8 half-cup servings. This dish is made for sharing. Use the palm of your hand to estimate protein-rich foods like chicken, beef, fish, pork, and turkey. The palm of your hand is about 2.5 ounces of these foods. Be sure your portion is about the thickness of your pinky finger. How much steak do you think this is? That's about the size of 2 palms, or 5 ounces. You can also use your hand to estimate foods like bread, bagels, or pitas. Use your thumb to estimate 1 tablespoon of foods like oil, margarine or butter, peanut butter, mayonnaise, and other sauces. For smaller portions of these foods, use your thumb tip to estimate 1 teaspoon. Hands come in all shapes and sizes, so here's a helpful tip. Measure out different foods using measuring cups and spoons. Then compare the amount to your hands and thumbs. That way you can do an even better job of estimating portions with your hands. Need more help estimating your portions? Check out our handy guide to serving sizes at eatrightontario.ca/handyguide to learn how to use your hand to estimate Canada's Food Guide serving sizes and compare them to the food portions you eat.
Okay, now that you're clear on what a portion, and people who ask, why did you use something from Canada? Because I must have looked at 100 videos, and that one I thought was the best, that was done the best and the most, upbeat and very clear. So let's see, let's move on here. So I hope you were back on the Menti. Hopefully you got the code from the YouTube channel or from the top of the page, or you scan the QR code. So now that you know how many, well, what's a serving, how many servings of fruits and vegetables did you eat yesterday? Not last week, or just with the last 24 hours. How many did you have? Please click the hand, raise your hand. Give you about 30 seconds to make a decision. So you're sort of thinking about, what did I eat? Did I have more than a serving? Did I have less than a serving? How many servings was that salad? How many pieces of fruit? How many grapes did I eat yesterday? Okay, so it's looking like the majority of, well, everybody actually had, okay, one person had three. Very good. I notice when I eat things like cabbage and collard greens, I probably have five servings. I'm greedy and I eat a lot of it. Okay, this is good. Well, at least, you guys, nobody in this class had zero. So now I want you to think about, I said earlier, we'd give you some ideas for how you can incorporate more fruits and vegetables into your diet. There are some little tricks and tips you can do to make the transition easier, but it requires you to think about it. So take a look at these pictures below in the Menti and think about which one of those options you think would be the easiest for you to adopt in your life. Would you start snacking on fruits and vegetables instead of chips and whatever else people eat? Candy and bars? How about just eating more fruit and vegetable salads? Or could you make a soup or stew? Would you like to grill your vegetables? If you're grilling some chicken or steak, you can grill the vegetables too. Or have you ever tried a green smoothie? It's a delicious and tasty and very refreshing way, especially during this heat, to add more fruits and vegetables to your diet all in one fell swoop. It's all in one glass. So I'll give you a second to think about that. Which one you think would be you're going for the easiest for you to do. Not which one you would try to do, but which one you think will be easy for you to do, because we want it to be an easy transition so that you can get used to doing it. Okay, I'll give you another few seconds for people to contemplate and vote. Because when I do these classes in person, which I'll discuss with you in a minute, I like to do on the third class a recipe tasting. And one of the things that I do is a hummus and veggie wrap. And it's gone over so well. I mean, the students just love it and go back and they make it at home. And that's what I'm looking for, that kind of enthusiasm and willingness to embrace something new. So they're getting chickpeas, which is vegetable protein. They're getting the nutrition from the wrap on the whole grains. They're getting all the vegetables that I stuff into that puppy. There's cucumber and tomato and carrots. And I'm thinking about red onions, but a lot of people don't really like onions. And then there's, some lettuce in there too. So all of those things go into the wrap and it's crunchy and it's nutritious and it's very filling. So that would fall under the category of number two. I mean, I'm sorry, number one, two, three, four, the sixth one with a sandwich. So good, very good. You guys, okay, so I hope everybody actually goes out and tries to do that this week. Okay, those are our players. We got 7 players ready. Here we go. What's the best way to easily add more exercise and movement into your life? Pick one. Got 1 minute. That's those are the votes. And the overall winner is Watson with 947 points. Good job. All right. Now, now, movement. Some people are like, I don't feel like it. I just want to veg out and come home. I'm tired. I've been wrestling with my grandkids all day. I've been doing whatever. I mean, a lot of seniors still work. So, what can you do though inside instead of just vegging out on the couch or in a chair somewhere? What can you do for that 5 or 10 minutes of movement? These are some ideas that we came up with here at the Area Agency on Aging. So I took everybody's ideas and I put them on the slide. And, I really want to reinforce, please don't think we're saying that you have to go out and do this big, grand, stressful workout routine where you're sweating, you can barely breathe, can't talk. We're not talking about that. We just want you to move. So the walking, like this brisk walking, that means, you got a little pep in your step. You don't have to, it's not a jog and it's not a sachet either. It's, you putting in some steps there. You mowing the lawn, but you're not using the ride-on one. You're actually pushing it. Stationary cycling, if you have one of those at home. Some people go to a gym or senior center and they have them there. You can do some gardening, active gardening, pulling those weeds, trimming hedges, that kind of thing. Where you're moving. That's a lot of exercise, great exercise. And like this couple here on the slide, dancing is supposed to be one of the really best exercises you can do. If you have young grandchildren, you run around and chase them enough, you'll get in some steps. And if you make it an effort to take stairs instead of elevators, not all the time, but sometimes you'll add extra exercise to your day. And doing resistance training, now I put that one on there because, like I said earlier, as we age, we start losing muscle mass. And you want to be able to, stand up straight, have a strong abdominal muscles to support your back and, keep your shoulders and things. You want to be able to lift things, pull yourself up if you fall on the floor, keep your legs strong so you can go up and down stairs and everything like that. That's what resistance training will do for you. It can be with bands, it can be body weight, it can be dumbbells, it can be kettlebells. There's a variety of ways to do it, but you're going against the resistance of something so that your muscles have to work harder. Okay. So now it's time for you to set your goals. So think about everything that we talked about so far, and make your goals something, I don't want to say sane, but realistic. We're saying we want you to have 30 minutes of exercise and eat 3.5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day. That's your goal. That's the end goal. But what is your interim goal? What can you say, okay, over this next week, every day I'll eat a piece of fruit. Um, every day this week I'll walk 5 or 6 minutes and then increase it every couple of days till I get to 10, 15, like that. Those are the kind of things I mean, make your goals realistic and doable so that when you actually achieve them, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment, not setting some really lofty, super challenging goal like, oh, I'm going to go exercise an hour and you've been sitting on the couch for 4 years. We all know that's not going to happen. So let's be realistic. And I wish you much success. So you can do that. Write it down. Writing down goals is a good idea because it helps you stay focused. In the classes, we have a little chart that we give you so that every week, when I send my students home, they write down what their goals are and then they come and bring that with them the next week so we can look it over and talk about it. Now, remember earlier I talked about some of the challenges that our seniors face when they're trying to reach their fitness and health goals. One of the things that is problematic, and that is the number one thing that's mentioned, is the high cost of fresh fruits and vegetables. Now, there are some ways to mitigate that. I do discuss that in the fourth class of this series, how to lower costs, but a lot of it has to do with how you store your fruits and vegetables. You want them to last, and how you buy them. So seasonal purchasing is one of the best things you can do, especially here in California. We grow just about everything there is under the sun in this state. So there's always an option to get some whatever's being grown for the farmers locally is going to have the best price versus something that's being flown or trucked in. Okay, so keep that in mind. You can look online. There are different sites that tell you what the local produce is, what's in season in your area. So that's a great way to save money. Some people have arthritis or rheumatoid or whatever kind of arthritis in their hands, and they have trouble grasping knives and opening cans and things like that. Some people have dental issues, and so they may have trouble chewing certain fruits and vegetables. You could always puree it, or like I said, put it in a smoothie. You're still getting the whole nutritional value and the fiber as long as you don't peel it and you know pull the pulp out. But is you don't have to chew it that way. And some people really want to go shopping, but they don't have any transportation, don't have anyone to take them. And so, in trying to get to and fro on the bus, if you are, you're not really that your balance isn't that great, and plus you're carrying, 2 or 3 bags of groceries. That's not a good idea either. So these are some of the very real challenges that people have, and we do talk about that in the in-person classes. The main thing I want to reiterate is yes, this presentation is full of great ideas for you to adopt for better nutrition and better physical strength and activity. However, as I mentioned, there are going to be some people that have health challenges. They have some very real health concerns or injuries that they're rehabilitating from and things like that. Always take care of yourself. These recommendations that we're making are very general, and they will probably apply to most people. But if you have any doubts, you have any injuries, you have any kind of special health concerns, please talk to your doctor first. Get clearance about what you can and cannot do. They may not want you to do 30 minutes of exercise a day, maybe 15 might be your top. But whatever you do, whatever movement you get in is going to be an improvement over what you did before, which was nothing. Okay. So look at that as a win. Don't look at it as, oh, I'm a failure. I can only do this much. No, you're doing better than you were before. That's a win. Okay. So let's do a little quick recap here. I love that picture of the woman with the boxing gloves on. My main goal today was to show you is quick little overview of the benefits of eating more fruits and vegetables and exercising 30 minutes a day. The recommended daily minimums, and these are the minimums, you can always do more, is 1.5 cups of fruit, and try to pick things that are lower in sugar, especially if you have say blood pressure issues or you're trying to lose weight. That would be things like berries and some of the citrus fruits. 2 cups of vegetables. That could be a huge salad that you've put in, some vegetables in, or it could be some half and 1 cup servings of other kinds of vegetables. And then your 30 minutes of physical activity. And remember, you don't have to sweat. Just move your butt. Okay. That's it. Just move. Now, if you have some issues with getting enough food, we would like to help you. Please reach out to the County of Alameda Senior Nutrition Assistance Program. We offer CalFresh. We have seniors farmers market vouchers every summer. There are lots of food banks and food pantries that we can refer you to. There are brown bag delivery services that we contract with as providers here with the AAA. And they also offer home delivered ready to eat meals for seniors who can't reach the stove or can't cook anymore. Right? You contact the area agency on aging senior information and assistance line at 1-800-510-2020. That's 1-800-510-2020. And they will definitely refer you to some agencies and organizations that can help you get more food. Okay. So I want to thank you for participating in the program. And you see how easy it is to add more fruits and vegetables to your day. This program is normally done in person. This is kind of an introduction so you can know what we offer. And as part of the programming, we give out materials that people can take with them. This is a version of the handy tip card that you saw in the video. It's in English and Spanish. We have a food safety and food storage tip card to tell you how to store things in your refrigerator, which things should be in the refrigerator, which things should be on the countertop, and what's in season. This recipe card that tells you how to half a recipe, double a recipe, and then on how to follow a recipe and do like how many ounces is a tablespoon, how many ounces is a quarter of a cup, that kind of thing. And we have these weekly meal plans and grocery lists in both English and Spanish. Okay. So if you're interested in having these kinds of giveaways and this information, the full program, which is 4 classes in total. This is just class 1. This curriculum is offered to small groups of up to 12 people. If you're interested, just reach out to the Senior Nutrition Program, call 510-577-3541, or send an email to aaa@acgov.org. Let us know, what you'd like to do. We do this presentation at senior centers, at senior residence facilities, pretty much any place where seniors gather, we'll be there if you want us to. All right. And that's it for this presentation. Oh, there we go. I appreciate everybody sitting in with me, and please reach out if you have any questions about nutrition, something that you'd like to know. Just write aaa@acgov.org, and we'll be happy to respond to your question. And if you need a referral to some organization or agency, we'll be happy to provide that as well. All right, my name is Deborah Cooper, signing out. Thank you for joining me.